Good morning and welcome to the International Space Station Flight Control Room. You're looking at a team of flight controllers monitoring systems aboard the station in excellent shape as it orbits the Earth every 92 minutes. The team on console today once again being led by veteran flight director Ed Van Cise. He is joined to his right by Christy Bertels. She's handling the direct communication link between the team here in Mission Control Houston and the crew members aboard the International Space Station that make up the Expedition 38 crew. You see those 6 crew members that make up this crew. The 3 on the left side of the crew emblem are from the far left. Mikhail Turin, a Russian cosmonaut. He served as the Soyuz commander for TMA-11 spacecraft that launched this past about a week ago. Now they arrived at the station on Thursday, November 7th. Seated there next to him is Koichi Wakata, representing the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency. He'll transition and be the first Japanese astronaut to serve as a commander aboard the station of Expedition 39 next March. The tallest member of the crew on board, Rick Mastracchio from Connecticut, he is on his 4th flight into space. Again, those 3 are enjoying their 8th day in space and aboard the International Space Station now. The other 3 crew members on the right side of the crew's logo are continuing from left to right. Sergei Ryazansky, he's a Russian cosmonaut on his first voyage into space, the 211th individual aboard the station as he crossed the threshold right behind Mike Hopkins, you see on the far right. He was the 210th individual on his first flight into space. And seated is Oleg Kotov, the commander of Expedition 38, a veteran of 3 flights now aboard the International Space Station. 3 different expeditions that he's crossed, part of Expedition 37 and now Expedition 38. These 6 crew members woke up about midnight Central Time, and as usual, shortly after their wake up, the crews conduct their morning duties as usual, and then gather together for a daily planning conference with the flight control teams around the world. That occurred about 1:30 this morning, and then they split off in different directions to conduct a number of different scientific investigations throughout the day aboard the orbiting complex. One of the primary tasks for the day for flight engineer number 3, Michael Hopkins, was to begin an extensive preparation for an experiment known as the Selectable Optics Diagnostic Instrument, or SODI. The experiment samples for that will be coming up on the next Progress vehicle that will be launched from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan. That 53P Progress is scheduled to launch on the 25th of November, delivering new supplies, experiments, and hardware to the crew aboard the International Space Station. Other crew members taking part in some visual acuity testing, continuing with that activity throughout the day. Crew members, the newest 3, also conducting some familiarization training on board with some of the emergency equipment in the event that there was an emergency on board, very similar to the conduct of fire drills that we go through here on the ground periodically. They'll have an afternoon daily planning conference as well, and before they head off to bed, the crew sleep time as usual about 3:30 in the afternoon. So a busy day for the Expedition 38 crew, being monitored from flight control teams all around the world as they head through what is the 50th day on orbit for 3 of the crew members and the 8th day on orbit for the other 3.